What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, back again for a Tottenham Hotspur watch-along finally. And today in the studio, you have myself and Mr. Stelios Strateos. How you doing, Stel?
No one's ever used my full name before
Well,
on the
I
watch-along. Yeah, listen, we were at school together.
Yep.
We renewed our friendship when you left the country and I went to uni through Spurs. It's our first watch-along together, man.
It is, and it's going to be an epic one. But before we talk all things Tottenham, just a serious thing for the Spurs family. Vinny will be putting a link in the chat and he'll be pinning it. For people that watch We Are Tottenham TV and remember someone that came on or comes on the channel by the name of Wes the King. Unfortunately, he's rather ill right now, and because of America and medical insurance, there has been some issues. So there is a GoFundMe page where the full story is there. So Vinny will be pinning that to the chat. So if anyone gets the chance, read his story. And if you have any possibility of making a small donation to help, let's help Wes the King, a part of the Spurs community, get the funds that he needs. So we wish you all a speedy recovery, Wes. And yeah, the link will be pinned. And now we can talk all things Tottenham. For people to know, it is only available in the UK on Spurs Play. And Stel, you're going to give us the lineups, aren't you?
Yeah, we can do the starting lineup. So it's a changed team, obviously, because we've got players coming back from the World Cup. But we've got Foster in goal, Tanganga, Sanchez, Longley, starting back three, and then the wing backs are Emerson Royale and Doherty. Three-man midfield, Højbjerg, Bissouma and Harvey White, and up front, Kulusevski and Brian Hill. The bench, there's a lot of players. We've got Sayer, Sun, Dyer, Santiago, Sessegnon, Pape Sarr, Davies, Austin, Whiteman, John, Devine, Pascotti, Mundell, Lancashire and Cezay. And for me, Brian, I've seen the under-21s play a few times last season, and the players I'd like to see come on. Sayers, he played well when I watched him play as a centre-back, and he's someone that I think could potentially maybe break into this squad one day, so I'd like to see him get some minutes. Santiago, really good dribbler, really direct, but he didn't quite have much end product when he played.
Okay.
But as a baller who can take on a man, I'd like to see him get some minutes. Obviously, Pape Sarr, he's a player that I was really happy with that we signed when Paratici came in, a highly regarded young player from France. So I'd like to see him get some minutes. Both of us agree on Alfie.
Oh, my boy Alfie.
Top young, promising talent. Does it for England as well, obviously. And they're the ones really I'd like to see come on second half or during the game, because I think if any young players are going to break through at Tottenham, they're most likely going to be the ones. But do you want me to go for the Nice squad?
Go for the start. Go for the starting 11. I've just seen someone that's very familiar to the Premier League in goal. So
Kasper Schmeichel in goal. Probably the only one we know. Mendy, Todibo, Dante, Brian, Budal, Rosario, Thuram, Barkley, Pepe, and Laborde. So
exactly.
To be honest with you.
Exactly. So the players have come out. Davinson Sanchez is the captain. They're looking around the stadium right now. There's a few fans on the lower tier. And one thing I will say that the club have done well is all the proceeds tonight are going to a local food bank. So good on the club for doing that. But yeah, starting 11 still. Who are you? Tanganga's an interesting one, isn't he? Just he hasn't really had a look in at all.
I've always defended Tanganga. He's had some shockers for Spurs. But the issue I've got with Tanganga is that we don't keep him in one position and let him learn the role as a Premier League player. He plays right wing back, he plays centre back, he plays right wing. Tanganga's a centre back.
Yep.
His position is centre back, and unfortunately for him, he's a centre back in the back too. I don't think he can. I don't think he's a back. When you play the back three, I don't think he's that kind of centre back. But if he's going to become a pro, he's got to evolve his game a bit as well. So, he's got a chance tonight. He's playing on the right side of the three at the back.
Harvey White as well. He's one that I'm looking forward to tonight.
Well, did you see that in the formation they just showed, he's playing as part of the front three? Whether that happens, what do you reckon about that?
So we're going 3-4-3.
Yep.
Well, hold on. Who's going to play in the middle of the three?
Well, it looked like what it had was defined. White just slightly behind, and then the Perisic, Hill, and Kulusevski the front two.
So it's more of a either a 3-5-2.
Yeah.
With him being the attacking of the three. Yeah, in fact, that's what it is. It's a 3-5-2. He's playing in the attacking of the midfield three. Or we're playing 3-4-3 with the front three being a triangle and he's at the bottom of the triangle.
Yeah. Could well be.
Which is pretty much the same as a 3-5-2.
Exactly. So we're waiting to kick off. This is, like we said, and we are off. We are off. Tottenham have kicked off. We are kicking towards the north stand. And we have Davinson Sanchez on the ball right now. Over to our top goal scorer during the friendlies, Matt Doherty. And it's nothing, and back to Kasper Schmeichel. Bit of a wayward... Oh.
Do you know, it'd be interesting to see how we play. Because
it will be, yeah.
In general, most fans don't like the way we play.
Yep.
But be interesting to see with a different starting 11, whether it's just the same as normal or whether we actually play a bit more expansive.
I think we've got to look at this as well. Is with the Boxing Day fixture with Brentford, it's how many of the World Cup returning stars are ready to play, and are any of these making a case for their start on Boxing Day?
Yeah.
So we shall have to wait and see. But what's your score prediction still?
I've got no idea. I've got no clue whatsoever.
I'm going to go for a wild one and say 4-3 Tottenham. This is going to just be back and forth, back and forth. But Tottenham are on the ball with Tanganga right now.
It's good to see that when Nice have got the ball up high, we're pressing high.
Yep.
Whether that's just the first couple of minutes or whether we can do that for the whole game. What do you think of Longley, by the way?
Long gap.
Long gap, yeah.
Do you know what? Like we said, when he came in, he does play very well in the back three. I kind of like more of him in when he was playing in the centre of the back three as opposed to on the left. I think he looked a little bit more assured. I'm still not 100% convinced on him. I think there is a player in there, but we shall have to wait and see. What's your thoughts? And people in the comments, what's your thoughts on Longley so far?
I don't really think much. Just another average centre-back that's joined us. Yeah, he'll have good games against teams that aren't that good. Against Liverpool, he wasn't that great. Newcastle, he got skinned.
Yep.
I think technically as a passer, yeah. But he's not a player that's for the future for Tottenham. He's not a player we're going to build with. I'd rather we have just kept Joe Rodon or given time and energy to Tanganga and seen where it's...
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of fans will probably disagree with that. But
good ball by Højbjerg out wide to Royale.
The thing is, you know when you look at a player that comes to Spurs.
Yep.
Sometimes people will say, "Oh, it's a good squad player, you know, better than Davies." And
yep.
But for me, I don't judge a player like that. I look at Spurs now as an established, more so than not, top four club.
Yeah.
Right. So when I look at a player, I ask myself, is this player going to genuinely...
Corner to Tottenham. Brian Hill was breaking down the left. Deflection on the cross. And Spurs have a corner. Sorry, Stel.
Yeah. I actually asked myself, is this player going to take us to a Premier League title? Is this player going to take us to an FA Cup winning team? I don't look at squad number. For me, you shouldn't be in the squad unless you can start games and take the level up. The bench has to be as good as the starting 11 if you're going to be a winning team. So for me, I don't understand why we bought Longley.
Corner, it's a good corner. Oh, bit of a melee with the header. Oh, Brian Hill goes for a volley, and it is good for a field goal in NFL.
Brian Hill literally took a shot on the volley, and he's put it into the top tier.
It was a good corner from Basuma, though, I have to say. Very dangerous corner. And then just on the edge of the area, absolutely blazing.
He didn't get his head over the ball. He did not get his head over the ball. He connected well, but he didn't get his head over the ball. It's just gone up. It's a great clearance. So, yeah, when I judge a player...
Yep.
are you going to take us up a level? And the answer with Longley for me is no. I would say the same with Spence. I'd say the same with Foster, the goalie. I'd say the same with Perisic. I think at best we've got another year out of him and that's it.
Yep. Well, I have to say, do you know what? With Perisic, I think... Oh, wait a minute. Nice are on the break.
Brilliant passing from
football.
Nice. They've got right through us and a long-range shot.
Good save, Foster. And now Nice have a corner.
Foster makes a near-post save. Nice moved the ball really quickly
very
there.
quickly. They were
Slick.
straight at us.
Literally one-touch triangles.
That was straight at us. And was that going wide? Don't know.
Emerson Royale looks so sluggish there. Has he not been training during this World Cup break? He looked like he couldn't run.
Who knows? Who knows? But I think, as we were saying, I'll talk about Perisic once this corner from Nice comes in.
Cross comes
And it's
in.
easily dealt
Not
with.
a good corner. Easily cleared. Near post. Højbjerg.
Nice have won the second ball.
Nice have got the ball out wide. Looks like they're going to cross it in from deep. And they've played it back to the halfway line.
So, yeah, so Perisic, you know, he had a wonderful World Cup for Croatia playing in that more advanced role, playing as part of the front three. I wouldn't mind seeing him a bit more doing that because there's no doubt his attacking credentials. It's his defensive that has been a bit questionable whilst at Spurs, don't you think?
Yeah, it's like I said, we've got another year out of him.
Yep.
Max. I think we've got one more year in his legs and that's it. So, again, is he a player that's going to elevate us to where we want? No, because we need players that are going to be here for 3-4 years to really elevate us. Because we might come short. So you've got to go again the next year and the next year. You know, Poch was always knocking on the door. We never went through the door, but he was knocking. Now we don't knock on the door. Now we just, fingers crossed, please get top 4.
True.
So, yeah, look, you're right, Brian. He played well in the World Cup and he was effective, but he's also effective for Spurs. His crossing is decent.
Oh, it's incredible. It's incredible.
He hasn't scored any goals, which is
Bit surprising, actually, from me. And now we have Matt Doherty.
he's been unlucky once or twice as
yeah.
well, to be fair to him, but
Brian Hill all the way back to Davinson Sanchez. Just passing it around the back at the moment.
do you think Lloris and Son and Kane are going to start on Boxing Day?
I think some will. I don't think Lloris will. And Kane, I would imagine so. But Lloris, I don't expect to see till Villa. Certainly not seeing Romero against Brentford.
No, it's not vodka, guys. It's just a cup of tea, unfortunately. If it was Christmas Day, it would be vodka. There's a couple of you in the chat actually questioning the funds and the finances of the club and why we can't spend. After the watch-along, guys, there's going to be a fan show. We are going to be discussing Levy and Enoch, so make sure you hang around for that and get your questions in or come on the show and...
Have your say.
Have your say. And we're going to have ours.
Exactly.
We're going to have ours. Yeah, but it is about you more than us.
It most certainly is. So, yeah, come on and have your say. If you're in the members, it will be in the community section.
Big up to the person in the comment who said, you need vodka because Sanchez is playing.
Don't tempt me. Don't tempt me.
It's not just Sanchez.
No.
Doherty, Emerson. I'll tell you what, Brian Hill, his work rate at pressing's
Oh, that has always
been
there.
good the first 7 minutes.
Do you know what? That is one thing he has always done. There's no complaint on. But obviously, as you know, Stel, when you press, the rest of the team have got to press with you. Højbjerg to Bissouma. And Højbjerg was crowded out, but Bissouma's there to tidy up.
See, the problem with Højbjerg there is he doesn't play the ball quick enough. He's just a bit sluggish. I think, look, it's only been 8 minutes, guys. I'm just finding our midfield a little bit sluggish. Maybe Højbjerg, World Cup, bit tired. But Bissouma, he's actually on it. Bissouma's actually quite on it.
I actually forgot. Is Ollie Skip on the bench? Or is he injured again?
No, he's not. He's not on the bench.
Don't know. I didn't hit. Nice 1-2. Just crowded out by the Nice defender. Right by the corner flag. And Longley touches it out of play for a throw-in to Nice, right by the corner flag.
So far, guys, nothing much has happened. Probably Nice with the best chance where Foster made the save. You expect him to make that save. Otherwise, Spurs. Actually, we had a chance. Brian Hill on the volley.
Yep.
But he smashed it into
Like I
Rose.
said, it was a good cross from the corner from Bassoon. But I have to say, when I was at the Forest game for the Carabao Cup, Foster looked, if it wasn't for him, that could have been a lot more.
Yeah.
Well done, Basuma. Now Spurs are on the attack just outside the area, and Kulusevski's pass.
This pressing high up has been good by Spurs the first 10 minutes. We're winning the ball high up when we do win it. Just so you can understand that shot by Brian Hill actually hit Harry Kane's ball from the World Cup penalty that he missed. They've hit each other in orbit.
It was a wild shot.
Some lucky person's going to find 2 footballs in their back garden on the moon.
But it is nice to see Tottenham Hotspur back finally. And the Premier League will restart. But there is also Carabao Cup games on this evening.
Hey, look at Spurs pressing.
They are pressing extremely high and well, and as a collective.
Nice was some good passing again. I tell you what, this Nice team can pass the ball nice and crisp. They've
Good defending there. They were on the edge of the area.
Where's Brian Hill going? Where are you going? Where are you going? Look up, look up, look up. He's lost the ball.
Yep.
See, it's small things like that will never allow him to break into that starting 11. Check your shoulder. Look what's going on. Pass it back. Go again. 1-2 in your way. Instead, he just kind of gets himself into trouble and doesn't know how to get out of it. Which is surprising because Spanish players tend to be quite technically good at that.
I think he's still got to learn. I couldn't understand that loan to Valencia. I wish he'd gone to a lower Premier League team or an English Championship team. Bissouma is everywhere. Harvey White now attacking.
Bisuma's won the ball. Kulusevski edge of the box.
Oh, for once
Poor
he
pass.
couldn't find the right pass. The architect, as I've nicknamed him.
Do you think he went to Valencia, Brian, because that's the only club that was prepared to take him?
Maybe.
That's another problem with our players. Does anyone actually want them?
Correct.
You know? Like, look at Winks. He had to go to Sampdoria.
Yep.
And he didn't even play there because he got injured.
Matt Doherty, wide, pass it to Longley, who pings it across.
Not bad cross, just a little bit behind everyone.
Yep. Is that a foul? Foul to top, free kick to Tottenham just outside the area.
It proper
Harvey White's won it.
feels like a training match.
It does. But at least I'll tell you what, thank God it's at the stadium, because when it was at the training ground, the camera angles, if the sun was in the way, it was blocking the view. It was so strange, but thankfully it's back at the Tottenham Stadium.
Yeah, training ground's not really set up for live football.
No. So Bissouma and Kulusevski standing over this free kick. Just to the right of the D. Schmeichel is lining up his wall.
Guys in the chat, Spurs play. You have to purchase it off the club. I think there's a special going right now, £30 for the rest of the season. It's up to you whether you want to pay for that, though, or not.
Kulusevski with the free kick. Straight down the throat of Schmeichel.
Yeah, the wall didn't do its job at all there. It wasn't a good free kick. It went right through the middle of the wall. They've jumped.
Did they jump?
Yeah, they've jumped. Well, actually, it's quite clever. He anticipated them jumping. Nice playing it out from the back every opportunity. Kasper Schmeichel's got the ball. Oh, they could be in trouble here.
They keep playing it from the back.
Spurs are pressing really high up,
guys. They really
guys.
are. If there's anything to take from this opening 13 minutes we're just approaching, it has been the high press from Tottenham.
And the one time Emerson Royal presses, it's a free kick to Nice.
There we go.
Brilliant. All you had to do was stand your ground. But nope. You don't know what sport it is, do you, son? Just don't know where you are.
And it's back to Schmeichel. They are continuously playing from the back.
Yeah.
Nice.
Is that Pepe that was at Arsenal?
I'm not too sure. That's what I thought when you read it out. I know he's out on loan somewhere.
I think that's Pepe that was at Arsenal.
Well, if you hear boos every time he touches the ball, then yes, it will be.
Put the headphones on, maybe I can.
And Spurs still playing around from the back.
Yeah, Brian, that is Pepe.
It is?
It is Pepe. Is that number? Let me check the squad number. 29, yeah, it's him.
There we go.
It's not this 33. Yeah, it's Pepe's 28 on the pitch. Yeah, Pepe is from Arsenal.
High pressing again, and Spurs have won the ball.
Tanganga, nice pass
ball,
through.
overhit.
Kulusevski.
Oh, he tried a bit of showboating, but the defender read it. And they clear it.
Do you see what I mean there by Brian Hill?
Yep.
Like, Kulusevski knew he was going to get into trouble, so he looks behind him to see what's going on.
Yep.
Brian Hill didn't do that.
Well, it's amazing when you look at it. We've brought them both in and they're the same age, but they are just miles apart, gulfs apart in
levels.
And Spurs have the ball again just inside their half with Davinson Sanchez. Now Basuma. Basuma's starting to settle in now, don't you think? We're starting to see, or near the end of the win before the World Cup, he started to show a bit more assured performances, do you reckon? Oh, chip ball in.
Yeah, I think the key is that he just needs to play matches.
Yep.
He wasn't really getting the game time, was he?
Nope.
Oh, well done. Tanganga wins the ball, driving forward, beats a man, and then
Walks in.
again, just walking
ran
into
into
trouble.
And now we're short at the back. Long ball by... What a ball that is.
That's a fantastic pass out wide.
Now...
Pepe. They're booing. It is him. I
There
can
we
hear
go.
the boos. Ex scum Pepe.
Oh, and
Sanchez made a basic clearance look like it was
why didn't they just let it roll through to Foster? Or Forster. Sorry, I've got to stop saying Foster.
was a challenge from Countdown or something. It's really not that hard to clear the ball, Sanchez.
15 and a half minutes gone now.
Someone said Pepe Le Pew.
Who knows? The Filth sent Saliba out on loan for a couple of seasons and he's come back firing. Maybe this is what Pepe needed. But he's been a huge flop at the moment.
Anyhow, Pepe comes back and turns out to be magical, I literally will give up.
Oh, big time.
I'm done with football. Full stop. Because none of our loanees seem to come back.
Very true.
Other than Skippy.
Yeah.
But then he's just been injured ever since he's been back, so... What is it with our young players, right? They burst onto the scene, they look promising. I remember when Harry Winks burst onto the scene, he looked promising, and he just played with injuries. He's never been the same.
That was a really bad injury that he picked up at Burnley.
But like Skip, he's been in...
Harvey White rolling nicely there away from a couple of defenders.
I tell you what, Harvey White keeping possession of the ball under pressure was really good there.
I am a fan of Harvey White, so I think there's something really to work with there. I think he could be valuable to us going forward in the future.
Longley tries to cross the ball in, blocked, it goes out for a throw. Spurs, edge of the box. I think they're going to stop the play here. One of the Nice players has gone down. Looks like Longley smashed it into his goonies.
It's looking that way.
Yeah, he's grabbing it, and it's not the... Why must you zoom in on that? The camera actually zoomed in on the player grabbing his nuts.
I think that was just unfortunate.
He's doing that again.
He's still doing it. There's no doubt where he's hurt, put it that way.
Spurs plays are basically soft porn.
Not
Not the porn you want to watch. Anyway.
Yeah, there's still a lot of people in the chat saying where can they watch the game. It is only available on Spurs Play.
I'm sure there might be some other
Method.
websites, possibly. Rumour, maybe.
1,100 in the chat. Wishing you all happy holiday season and to you and your families as the players begun again. And we are, is that Basuma? Basuma pinging a great ball out to Doherty out on the left.
That's a cracking pass. Doherty then with an absolutely dog shit pass. Do you know what? I really don't like the wing backs at Spurs. They just... It just messes everything up every time.
Yeah.
How we persist with them and how we haven't fixed the issue. Do you know what? It has to be the most frustrating thing for all Spurs fans, right?
Yep. Oh, no, it has to be.
More than the centre-back issue or the creative mid. The wing-backs must be the pain of all of us.
Well, I'm saying, if you look at it, Doherty to Hill, who's breaking out on the left-hand side. Back to Doherty. Going backwards. And we're back at the halfway line with Davinson Sanchez.
Long led to Sanchez, to Højbjerg, who pings it back to where it started from.
Good ball.
Great pass, that.
Doherty slide past Brian Hill in space in the area. Good cross. That's a better cross, but the defender cut it out.
Dangerous. Tell you what, good play by Højbjerg and actually Brian Hill, good cross.
Yep. But yeah, getting back to the wing backs, you look at it. Wait a minute, Spurs are now putting on a bit more pressure, so we'll hold off on that.
Basuma gets the ball.
He's getting about Basuma.
Middle of the park. Spreads it wide. Tanganga. Back to Basuma. Basuma forward to Brian Hill down wide. Squares it in the middle to Kulusevski. Kulusevski through ball to Doherty. Doherty cuts in! And
Should have had a shot. Should have had a shot. But he one touch too much.
The skill to lose the ball.
3 goals in 2 games, mate, in the friendlies. He's on fire. But yeah, the right wing back situation has been a key problem. And since Kyle Walker, we've just spent the money so badly again. And it's a
Trippier.
Trippier, well, I don't count because he was there, and I loved Trippier. I can't believe we got rid of him.
But we spent the money to buy Trips.
Trips was already there, wasn't he? So I'm not counting
before
that.
Kyle Walker?
Yeah, it was him and Walker that were alternate.
Okay.
And then we went with...
Should know that.
We went with Aurier, then Doherty, and then Emerson.
And Spence.
And now Spence, yeah. Which combined has been over the 50 million we got for Walker.
3, that's 4 right backs, not including Trippier. None of them been good. And what'd you make of the left hand side? I'm not happy with it.
So
I don't know why we let go of Reguilon.
So listen, with Reguilon, I've said it. Oh wait a minute, Brian Hill's on the edge of the area.
Good skill by
finds Kulu.
Good defending by Nice.
Oh, he tried. Oh, Doherty has a shot. 1-0. I think it's Longley. Is it Longley or Doherty?
No,
it's Super Matty
you
Doherty.
literally said it a minute ago.
Super Matty Doherty. The man is on fire. 4 goals in 3 games. Kulusevski tried a beautiful reverse inside pass. The defender read it, but it just bounced straight to Matt Doherty, who has rifled it. First time into the back of the net. 1-0 Tottenham Hotspur.
So Kulusevski with a brilliant through ball, but we got lucky because the defender came off the back of his heel.
Yeah. But what a confident finish.
The idea was great. Yeah, it was a good strike. It was a good strike.
So getting back to Reguilon. Reguilon, if we go to a back 4, I'll have him back all day long. Back 5.
Do you know what my worry is, though? Like, Doherty's playing on the left. So that means he's going to play Doherty and Emerson. And for me, in the Premier League, that just spells disaster.
Yeah. I mean,
absolute disaster.
I have tried.
It's all right against Nice and against these pre-season, World Cup break friendlies, but Premier League, Doherty and Emerson.
Yeah, I mean, I've tried to give Sessegnon as much opportunity, but after his performance at Notts Forest, which was embarrassing, I've given the ball away, and thankfully, no, we haven't got ourselves out of danger.
Nice edge of the box, long range shot that went to somehow Pepe. Pepe surrounded.
Pepe has got 2 players on him.
He's given a free kick.
Given a free kick on the edge of the area.
Doherty just gave away a foul there.
I think he ran into 2 people. I don't see it. We'll see it now. Let's have a look. He got the ball. Okay, yeah, he's completely obstructed him.
Doherty's basically clotheslined him.
Yeah. Basically, that's exactly what he did. Exactly what he did.
He ran up to him, just went crack. Free kick, dangerous position here. Pepe has got...
Vinny, have you updated the chat or the scoreline to say 1-0?
There is...
Thank you very much indeed, Levi Troker, for bringing that up. Thank you, my man. So let's have a look. What Nice do?
Which is a better front 3? Saka and Nketiah, Martinelli, Son, Kane or Kulusevski? I think, well, as long as Son's on fire, Son, Kane, Kulusevski all day long.
Yep.
All day long. Especially now, well, Nketiah. I mean, that's a downgrade from Jesus and a half.
And the Nice free kick, they tried to go
straight into the wall. Poor free kick from Pepe. That's why Arsenal got him out on loan.
The Harry Kane's book.
I think, listen, I don't get carried away with the whole Doherty thing. Do it in the Premier League, and then I'll consider changing my opinion. But
put it this way, right now, and like I said, I used to try and give Sessegnon as much. Oh my God! So we've just been playing it back. A simple back pass to Davinson Sanchez goes right under his foot for a corner.
Sanchez basically had a 6-year-old stop the ball opportunity, and he's just let it roll underneath his foot. It's just poor. Shocking. As you like.
Shocking.
Basic. It's just basic.
Exactly. So Nice corner.
Corner kick and good clearance there from Longley. Longley gets his head and it clears it out. Ball comes back in.
Well done, Harvey White, putting your head where it matters.
Spurs defending it. Yeah,
They're still on the attack, Nice. Ball out wide. Is that Pepe again? Yep. And Spurs forced them to go all the way back to the halfway line.
Do you know what? The one thing I will say about Doherty, you know, just not being really harsh on the guy. Last season, when we went on that end of season run,
before his injury,
he was actually picking up good momentum.
Yep.
If he can rediscover that, then potentially he could be a solution for the rest of this season, but only for this season.
Yep. I think a lot of it as well is the relationship with Kulusevski and Kulusevski's work rate are coming back, but he certainly started being more effective.
Kulu made that goal. Kulu created that chance for Doherty.
And the ball is with Nice on the halfway line. Been impressed with how Spurs have been holding their line. Nice bit of football. Is that another foul? Yep, we've given another free kick on the other side, right on the edge of the area, against Pepe again.
He's causing us problems.
He is. There we were saying...
But again, if you're an Arsenal fan watching this, are you like, oh, look at Pepe, look at Pepe. It's a training game. We're starting Sanchez, Tanganga.
Yep.
End of the day, if that's Romero, he's not going through.
No. But
if you've got Bentancur and Højbjerg in that holding mid, he's not going through.
Yep.
So that's what I mean. Trying to judge players off this game is always difficult because it's not. There's no pressure. It's not competitive. Is that the guy that he's playing in the Premier League? Yeah, he's Ross Barkley.
Oh, Jesus Christ, it is as well. What the hell?
It's Ross Barkley.
Bloody hell.
And Ross Barkley's taking a free kick.
And straight to the wall again.
Just as
and
bad as Pepe.
Side netting.
I think that came off.
Side netting. My God, what happened to Barkley? Got released from Chelsea, didn't he?
Oh, do you know what? Chelsea buying Ross Barkley was a joke.
Well, it's like when they bought Danny Drinkwater.
It's not the right move.
It's kind of like when Man City bought Jack Rodwell. And even I still say with Calvin Phillips, all right, he's been injured, but it's like you're not going to get in the you're not going to get the minutes.
Kulusevski is so calm on the ball, you know that.
Is that another free kick? Nope. It's getting a bit scrappy now.
Basuma good there. Brian Hill gets the ball, opens up nicely,
and
but
is brought down.
Wins us the foul. Well played, Brian Hill, actually.
Brett Otham, who scored? Super Matty Doherty.
Dohertinho.
Yeah.
Diego Dohertinho.
If anyone had said in these friendlies who is going to be Tottenham's top goal scorer, I don't think people would have said Matt Doherty. As we're reaching the 27th minute.
So far, have you learned anything about any of the players that you didn't know?
Oh, wait a minute. Suicide ball there by Davinson Sanchez. We're now.
Fuck my life, Sanchez. What are you doing?
Pepe's moving around trying to get an angle for the shot, but Davinson Sanchez atones for his error. And then we were just giving the ball away sloppily. Matt Doherty, long lay,
clear it, please.
Back to Foster.
Please clear it. Please clear it. Thank you.
And it's hoofed up by Foster. What have we learned? That Sanchez, again, another player that I've tried to back, is just not fit for purpose.
But we knew that already, though.
Basuma has been good. Oh, good defending there by Longley.
Davinson Sanchez is a woeful defender. At this level, sorry.
Yeah, do you know what? I've tried to say last season, like
He'll
when
have one or two good games.
Exactly. He can come in for a few good games.
It's not good enough.
But he's one of the players, you know, when you hear players need minutes in their game and to recover and get... He's the exact opposite. The more he plays, the more calamitous he comes.
The worse he gets, yeah. He's him and Emerson side by side is literally a tragedy.
Basuma, nice getting away from a defender.
Really well played by Basuma. You're right. He's having a good game, Brian.
He is. Out wide to Doherty.
Diego Dohertinho squares it
nice
to the middle.
Ball. Harvey White went to, oh Jesus!
Emerson Royale's making a
great ball by him.
A midfield attacking run.
Brian Hill now on the edge in the area.
Brian Hill skills.
Shot, and he's tried to curl it into the bottom corner.
It's come off the defender.
Oh, did he get a deflection?
Yeah. It came off the defender's
Okay,
foot.
well, Emerson now charging through the midfield.
How frustrating is Brian Hill, right? He shows so much potential, but it never goes further than potential.
Yeah. That's what it's been. There's something there. There is something there. He just needs to develop. Spurs take the corner short with Harvey White and Kulusevski.
Harvey
White on the ball.
crosses it in. Not a good cross. Easily cleared by Nice. They lose possession again. Free kick given away to Nice.
Bissouma,
Pepe again winning the free kick.
Bissouma has been impressive. Tanganga hasn't been bad.
Kulusevski's done well.
Always. I've nicknamed him the architect.
Nice.
That's what he is, mate. Everything goes through him. Everything we build.
And here
Who are people in the comments been impressed
Nice.
with? Oh,
Yeah.
Doherty. Obviously, we've got people saying impressed with White. Doherty. And I think it's still the most impressive thing is the way we've pressed.
We've pressed well. I just want to see us do this in the Premier League.
That's the thing.
Again, we've won it high up the pitch and we've got into the...
Harvey.
Harvey White. Oh, unlucky. Basically, another high press from Spurs. We've won the ball. It kind of fell to White. But he had to slide to win it and the defender just got in front of him. So Harvey White gave a free kick away. Otherwise, he's in on goal.
Again, the high press. Another foul.
See, I don't mind giving away free kicks around here.
It kills the game. This is the thing.
If we're pressing...
Barkley's just taken a free kick that's hit the ref, and it's going to be retaken.
But the ref never blew for it to be retaken. It's the first time I've seen a free kick taken without a referee blowing a whistle.
Back with Schmeichel. Oh.
Cheeky
yeah.
pass. Good football again from Nice. They're cutting through the middle of
quick,
Tottenham, and now they've got
wide.
into a dangerous position here. But
He's
we've
offside.
got much more defenders than what they've got attackers, and they've
Worked this
overplayed
well.
the ball. They've overplayed the ball.
that
It's
gone
gone
for
out for a
goal
goal kick. Yeah.
Nice, when they do go forward and are going direct, they're getting through us quite easily, aren't they? It's just at the end they're not really.
They're moving the ball quick.
Yep.
It's not slow. So it's just quick pass.
Yeah, that's overhit.
And they seem to have players prepared to run forward as well. Bloody hell, first Mourinho. Spurs trying to play out from the back. They made a mess of it, and Nice have won the ball. Edge of our box.
Bissouma
wins it back.
It's very There's a
Long-range
shot, and Forster just sees it roll wide. We are being our worst enemy at some points, aren't we?
Spurs can't play out from the back, right?
Yep.
To play out from the back, you need technical defenders. We have none on the pitch that are technical.
Well, you got
Longley, one out of...
Out of the three that we're using, or five if you want to use the fullbacks.
There you go. Plus the goalie, he's not a technical player either. Would you... sorry, I'm just looking at a question here. Would you... So, who would you rather sign? Kim Man-jae or Bastoni? For me, it's Bastoni. Because Conte's worked with him.
Yep, I mean...
He won the league with him.
Bastoni is the dream ticket, but I have to say now, I've gone on air and saying this. With Kingman J, I was slating the fact that this is a Levy want to buy because it's been a few managers that we've been after him, and I just didn't see how this was a Conte sign. But after seeing what he's doing at Napoli, I have to eat some humble pie because he looks the real deal. So I wouldn't mind if Kingman J came. I'd love it if he came, but if I had to choose between the two, it would be, like Stel said, Bastoni. It would have to be. But like I said, he is... Kim and Jay has certainly impressed me at Napoli this season.
I'll be honest with you, if we signed either, I'd be happy because it's better than Dyer, it's better than Davies, better than Sanchez, better than Tanganga.
And just remember, we've got Ndombele that can give Kim and Jay rave reviews of what we do. And we've lost it again, and Pepe is on the edge of the area to Ross Barkley.
Ross Barkley plays it wide.
Way over hits and out for a throw-in.
Rubbish from Barkley.
For the standard he is at,
Barkley.
It's a shame what's happened with his career because I thought he was such a prospect coming through. Going to Chelsea was the worst thing for him.
There's people in the chat still asking where we're watching the game. It's Spurs play, guys. Spurs play. If you go back through the comments, you'll see everyone else talking about it as well. I think there's some people talking about links in the chat, so have a look in the comments.
Oh, nice one-touch football.
Docatino plays
Brian
it wide.
Hill.
Nice. Brian Hill, what's he going to do? Nice check back.
Well done.
Played. Harvey
Harvey
White. Pings it to the middle. Good play from Tottenham.
They're streaming forward. It's
Now
at
what?
Emerson.
Emerson Royale.
Nice ball.
Blimey. He actually did something right.
But the defender saw it. Tanganga was...
Defender's tripping over himself. How? How is that free kick? In my... Basically, Bastoni... Bastoni. Basuma stepped back, put his hands up like this, and watched the defender
Tanganga.
trip over himself 3-4 times. And then when he got up, the referee blew and said free kick.
Yep, that was a bit absurd.
There he is, look. Levy.
Big up, Benny, watching from Kenya. Big up.
Levy.
I'll get this pillock off the screen, and I'm using my words nicely.
Levy.
Get him off! Spurs play, get the... Go back to the... Why?
I've got that
Thank you.
jacket. You got that from Moss Brothers.
Thank you.
Got the same jacket as Levy.
Okay, so we're back with Emerson Royale.
Levy.
Oh, just seeing that man's face.
Tanganga needs a loan, I agree, to a Premier League club, preferably.
He does, but I think what we do when we send him out on loan, we have to say, like Jose said with Sessegnon, you play him in this position. This is where we see him at Tottenham. This is where we want to see him being
They've
played.
got to guarantee the minutes, right?
That's the other thing, yeah.
Someone saying Tanganga needs selling.
wouldn't
Maybe. If he's not going to get any
Oh.
minutes or go on loan, then yeah.
Oh, that's cheeky again by the Nice defence.
Do you remember Tanganga's debut, how bloody good it was?
Against Liverpool, yeah.
And then literally went downhill from there.
Yeah, well, no, he had that blinder against Man City on the opening day, didn't he? And then he just went off the boil and lost a bit of confidence. Good cross by Nice.
Defender got just in front of Sanchez. Sanchez has been absolute crap so far. And Nice aren't even good.
Not just that, that's the guy wearing the captain's armband.
Look at this. In fact,
That's actually
no.
Longley.
Longley. Sorry, I take it back.
Longley, my bad, our bad.
Longley.
Oh, we're doing this short passing.
Spurs trying to play out from the back.
And we've done it quite well. We've done it very well.
We've gone to the midfield.
Oh, this is lovely football from Tottenham.
This is very good. Needs to be an
Matt
end product
Doherty
here.
on the white.
End product.
Oh my God! What a ball by
Please
Doherty.
shoot. Please
Go on,
shoot.
Hill. Oh, great football by
If
Tottenham.
Spurs scored that goal, that would have been the best training session friendly goal.
Honestly,
I think we would have
look at that.
scored.
What a weighted pass by Matt Doherty there.
Right. Okay, here's a question.
Unbelievable.
Here's a question, right? We've just seen Spurs play one-touch football from the
Yep.
back, wide, middle, out wide, through ball, and then the shot in on goal, right?
Yep.
Why can't we do that on match day in the Premier League?
Honestly,
Why can't we do that on match day in the Premier League?
it's so frustrating, isn't it, when you see that?
Why can't we press like this?
And not just that, why can't we have a first-half performance like this?
Why?
People
People say Conte ball's rubbish. People say Conte doesn't play good
Yep.
football. What we just saw there, Conte's the manager.
Yeah, well, do you know what? If you look at it, you got Tanganga, you got Harvey White, you got Brian Hill. There's a lot of youth in there with energy.
Because the thing is, okay, you could say,
Good ball by Masuma.
you could say, oh, it's easy against rubbish opposition. It's because they're not good, which is the argument I would use. But
Yep.
then, to counter my own argument, in the Europa Conference League, whatever we were in last year, against Pacos de Ferrero Rocher Chocolates and all these teams, we couldn't do it.
No, not at all.
This is the same level.
You're
So
right.
so why can't we do it?
It's so frustrating because we know we've got it in us. Tottenham have got a free kick now, and
Don't get it.
Back with Matt Doherty.
People are saying it's friendly and Nice are coasting, but look at the teams we played against in the Conference Cup.
Yep. No, so you got the players trying to make a claim for the starting place when the Premier League comes back. You got January coming. Harvey White just ran into too much there, and good tackle by Sanchez there. Look at Longley. He's so far advanced. Oh my God, Matt Doherty with a back heel to Brian Hill. Matt Doherty is on fire, and Brian Hill runs into the defender.
Yeah, guys in the comments, I totally agree. This is not the Premier League. The Premier League is completely different. I 100% agree.
Bissouma goes for the bottom. Oh, try to curl up.
But the point I'm trying to make is when we play weak teams in cup competitions, or we play against teams in when we're in the conference league, the third tier of Europe, we couldn't do it. Those teams weren't good.
The thing I think, oh no, went off for a corner, so we got caught. But I think
Sorry, now take it back. Not we couldn't do it, we weren't doing it.
yeah,
We weren't doing it.
Kulusevski hit the first man, but it was a bit of a melee in the defence, and it's been hoofed out.
Do you know what I'm thinking, Brian?
What are you thinking still?
I don't think our players can handle pressure. I think it's pressure.
Yeah,
Like if we lose this, there's no pressure.
true.
But when you play any kind of cup game or league, pressure. Fans
Yep.
screaming, booing when you're going down, not happy. Manager plays under pressure to perform. I just think it's a pressure thing.
Well, I think the thing what you got to look at as well is going into this game. There's quite a few in there that I reckon will start on Monday.
Who do you reckon starting?
I think Foster because of Lloris won't be back. Longley.
Yeah.
I think Sanchez is going to start.
Ahead of who?
Well, I think that Dyer's going to come back.
Well, Dyer never played in the World Cup, so
So he'll be back. Basuma, I think, will start. Højbjerg will start. Kulusevski will start. So surely he wants to get some kind of rhythm ready for.
do you think Doherty and Emerson will start?
By default, I think. By default, I think they will.
Because
So the
Perisic
corners come in and
'cause-
it's Manchester nothing and now back on the edge of the area.
Perisic isn't in the squad. I think Son will start because he's in the squad tonight.
Yeah. I think we'll see Son coming in the second half.
I think Dyer and Son will start. I think he's got no Bentancur, so who's going to be the three?
Basuma, Højbjerg, mate, Harvey White's putting a claim in. Brian Hill now on the left-hand side towards the corner flag.
I don't think he'll start Harvey White.
Who else is there?
He just looks like,
Skip may be available. Let's see if we play three. Højbjerg now's got the ball,
yeah, if we play three.
and it's amounted to nothing. And Ross Barkley brings the ball over the halfway line.
No Bentancur is there.
Tries for a long ball. Davinson Sanchez deals with it comfortably, and then
Jesus.
bad touch by Emerson, but thankfully the defender slipped or the attacker slipped.
Do you know what? Every time our defenders have to do something simple, I shit myself.
No, you're not the only one.
I literally panic. I'm like,
You're not the only one.
Please take a first touch.
So now also coming up to half time, I think we're back to normal injury time minutes. No more 10 minutes, 8 minutes. And we've lost the ball on the halfway line.
Do you think they'll bring that into the Premier League and Champions League next season?
They may well do.
Because normally they trial it in big tournaments first.
Yeah, you're right. You're right there, but who knows?
Because do you remember when they trialled golden goal and silver goal?
Yep.
They never carried on with that.
Yep.
That just kind of disappeared.
We'll have to wait and see what comes next year.
Let's see.
Paulie Emerson should be on the bench. I think he shouldn't even be on the bench.
So who's on the bench?
No, Paulie is saying Emerson should be on the bench.
Emerson
He should be up in the stands.
He shouldn't be at Spurs.
There's that as well.
But listen, if it was down to me, 50% of this squad wouldn't even be at Spurs. I don't think they're good enough for us to mount any serious trophy challenge.
Basuma has been everywhere.
Yeah, he's doing
He
well.
really has.
It's Noel John, isn't it?
I think that's Papa. Isn't that Papa Matassar
Yeah, sorry, Papa Matsar.
doing his warm-ups on the touchline?
Did he go to the World Cup with Senegal?
He did indeed. Came on against England.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he
Højbjerg
did.
sees out the danger and
Nice have got nothing up front. Like, literally no
no,
runners, no one to hold up the play, no one to play the ball into. They've got nothing. It's like they're playing without a striker.
as we're approaching half-time.
What are the chances of Brian Hill playing against Brentford? I think he's got a chance.
I think it all depends on Son, doesn't it? It all depends on Son. Also, actually, if Kane's going to be available or in the right mindset.
I think we have to play Kane, Brian. Now that
I would.
now that
Don't get me wrong.
Richarlison's injured.
Don't get me wrong, I'd start him immediately.
Yeah, he's too good for us not to
And
play
the way for him to silence all the critics is to bang
At the end of the day, he's our top scorer, and he's the Premier League second highest top scorer behind Haaland. You got to play him.
Exactly.
And you know what? If he does get a penalty, if we do get a penalty,
Take it, bang.
you put your money on him to score it.
100%.
Silence everyone.
So the final minute before we see how much injury time is going to be displayed. Let's see what, if any, is. What's the scores in the other games? Oh no, they would have kicked off at like 7:30, 8:45, wouldn't they? They'd only just probably kicking off.
The Carabao Cup was 8:30.
Oh, was it 8:30?
Yeah.
Wow.
No, sorry, 8 o'clock. Beg your pardon.
And is it the quarterfinals of the Carabao?
Yep. I don't know. Let's have a look. Oh, I forgot this kicked off at 7.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I was saying to myself, what's Brian talking about? And I realised,
We've started at an earlier time than normal.
None of them have kicked off. Half time.
Oh, half time, bang on. No stoppage time.
1-0.
1-0 Tottenham. Super Matt Doherty, who took his goal very well, didn't he?
Diego Docatino.
Yep. Really took his goal well. Have to said. So the positives, I think, is obviously the pressing has been good. Some of our attacking players have been very good. What else would you add to that still?
Oh, we've had more possession, which is nice to see us. I feel like we've controlled the game.
Yep.
Nice once or twice. Quick football have got for us, but then nothing at the end. I'd like to see a bit more from a few players on like I want to see Harvey White impose himself more in the game. I'd like to see Kulusevski take on players a bit more.
Yep.
It's hard because we're not really being tested.
Correct. I mean,
We're not really being tested. So
question for you for us from Warren 3763. Halftime changes. Who do you want to see?
Well, I want to see the youngsters come on and give it a go. I mentioned names before. I'll just get up the squad now so I can tell you again. So Pape Sarr's one. Sayers as a centre-back, I'd bring him on. Take off Sanchez or Tanganga. I'd like to see Santiago come on. He's a good dribbler. I've seen Santiago in the under-21s. He can take on players. He's got potential. that great Spurs word, potential. I wouldn't mind seeing Alfie Whiteman come on in goal. I'm a big fan of Alfie Whiteman's. And obviously, Brian and I both agree, Alfie Devine.
Yep.
Exciting young player that we got from Wigan.
Yep.
A couple of years ago. So for me, it's more youngsters. I don't really care about watching Son, Dyer, Sessegnon, all the usual first teamers. I want to see the youngsters have a run out.
I completely agree with
We've
that.
got a super chat as well.
Let's do that.
From Koba. Matt Doherty out here looking like Cafu.
Mate, he certainly is. He certainly is. There's been a few showboating bits. There was the pass to Brian Hill on that attacking move. He's certainly, right now, for me, he starts all day long over Sessegnon. All day long.
Listen, I'm one of these fans. It takes a lot to make me get on board with players. And for me, yeah, okay. He's doing good. But I'd start him ahead of Emerson, to be honest with you, Brian.
What, and play Sessegnon on the left if Perisic isn't playing?
It's just the thought of a Premier League game with Doherty and Emerson on the pitch at the same time. Whenever we've done that, it's been car crash. Brentford at home, big game for them. They're going to be well up for it.
Yep.
It's one of those grounds where big clubs struggle. It's not a fortress. It's not difficult, but it's that banana skin game, isn't it? So I don't want potential players that slip up on banana skins.
Yep.
Sanchez and Dyers and Emersons and Dohertys, too many of them spells disaster for me, especially with Bentancur out, who I think has been the best player at Spurs this season. So,
without doubt.
I'd start Doherty over Emerson, but I'd start my uncle over Emerson, and he's not doing too well. So
there we go.
But if Cess is injured, but he's in the squad.
Yeah,
He's in the squad, so I'd start Cess and Doherty. I'd drop Emerson.
Like I said, I've tried to defend Cess. I even said because of the left wing back, I think he offered in a 5-man defence. I think Session offers more than Reguilon compared to a back four. I fancy Reguilon over Cess. But the performance at Nottingham Forest was nothing short of shambolic. Was absolutely, and I've tried to do it, and I lost all confidence in him. Meow just sent a chat in saying how much does Spurs play right now for a limited time. It is £30 for the season.
Why are we promoting?
Well, they're asking him. They're asking.
What? There's a special going on right now on the Spurs website. Christmas discount.
Big up to my brother Ben Kaufman, who says I'd start me over Emerson, and I have a sprained ankle. And also a special mention to someone that was around my house today, my dad's best mate, Ian Katz, who's a big fan of the channel. Big up, Ian. I hope you and Helen are good. It was great seeing you today. And we're just watching at the moment. Clive Allen is being interviewed by the people that do the halftime entertainment, let's say. So obviously Clive Allen, a legend at the club. But yeah, sad. Do you know what? With Emerson, who knows? In the Premier League, obviously, it's a different breed of animal, and they're told to literally attack our right back or our full backs, aren't they? They're told there's problems there. Like you said, it is a different kettle of fish. We'll have to wait and see. But Matt Doherty is certainly staking his claim.
Yeah, look, at the end of the day, he's probably the best of the bunch that we've got at Spurs, right? Yeah. So, what do we do? Do we continue with Emerson Royale, and it doesn't work, or do we, Doherty's fit now? He's come back from an injury. He's had 5-6 weeks of World Cup to get his fitness up. He's scored a couple of goals in these World Cup friendlies, which for me don't really mean much. It's friendlies, but he's always been better than Emerson. Emerson's the worst of the bunch.
Yep.
So if he's ready to go, yeah.
We've got a
play him ahead of Emerson.
Super chat in. Thanks for the super chat from BK, a fan sports, saying Brian Hill is not as bad as some people make out. Is Ruslan Malinovsky really such a massive upgrade?
Well, first of all, Ruslan Malinovsky plays week in, week out. Secondly, Atalanta have been a good Italian team, and
yep.
the best aspect of Atalanta, if you watch any Italian football, is their attacking players, especially the front three.
Yep.
He's part of that. Is he an upgrade on Brian Hill? Absolutely. Without question of a doubt. Does Brian Hill get too much stick? It depends. If you look at the stats, no. But if you watch him, like Brian said earlier, there's something there. He can beat a man. He can change direction. He's got technical ability. The problem we've got with Brian Hill is that end product.
Correct.
You look at Kulusevski, calm, composed, vision, executes.
Correct.
You can't play in the Premier League and call yourself a top 6 club unless your players can play like that. Let's be honest. Kulusevski should be the standard at Tottenham.
Yeah.
If that was the standard, we are winning trophies, guys. Brian Hill falls way short of that.
I think the thing we got to add with Kulusevski as well.
But can I just say, Brian,
of course you can.
I wouldn't sign Malinovsky. I'll tell you why. He's not Kulusevski levels. Bentancur, Kulusevski, Romero, those 3 signings, for me, I'll put Basuma in there. They're the only signings we've made under Perisic where I say yes. Under Perisic, under Paratici.
Yep.
All the other signings, I'm like, what a waste of money. If that's not the benchmark, then I wouldn't sign him. I don't think Malinovsky's that level.
Well, with Malinovsky, for me, I've been saying this on Twitter every time I see a link, is I'm just retweeting it and saying, defenders, we need bloody defenders. I don't want to hear about midfielders or anything. We need to sort that out. But I think what we found with Kulusevski is he came in and he showed that what we've had to put up with the Lucas Mouras and everything, no matter how much commitment they give and what they try, we were settling for here. And Kulusevski has come and put it there. And like you said, he is the standard. I think that when we've played 3-4-3, without him, there's no point. There's absolutely no point playing the 3-4-3 without Kulusevski. He is, for me, the most integral part on that team sheet in the 3-4-3. And like you said, he is the standard that we should be looking at.
Him and Bentancur, Romero, like I've said, those Bentancur, Basuma, Romero and Kulusevski, those four, on their day, will match anyone in top flight English football. Right? I'm not saying they're the best, but they'll match. They'll be up there. There's no point signing Perisic's and Longleys and Spence's and Forresters and Emersons and Brian Hills, because all you're doing is you're signing the Romeros, the Kulusevskis, the Bentancurs and raising the level.
Yep.
And they're saying, right, now you're going to play with these players who are going to bring that level down.
Correct.
And this is why we battle for top four and no more every season. Maybe we'll get to a quarter-final or a semi.
Yep.
Maybe. Reality is, the past 2-3 seasons, I think we've crashed out the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup in the early rounds every season.
Yep.
In fact, this is the first time I think we've actually...
Well, the Carabao Cup, we're out at the first hurdle.
In fact, yeah.
And obviously we've got Portsmouth in a couple of weeks at home to start an FA Cup campaign.
And you wouldn't look at that Portsmouth game and says, I'm really confident we'll win that. I'm really... You fancy us? We're the favourites.
Yep. Correct. I mean,
I expect us to win it.
Portsmouth play some very... Obviously, Dane Scarlett won't be able to play. But Portsmouth, and I tell you what, people that remember when Portsmouth were in the Premier League, their fans bring it. Their fans are non-stop. It's going to be like we had with... who was it last season? Was it Morecambe or we had in the FA Cup? When Ndombele walked off so slowly? I think it was Morecambe or
Oh, no. That's when we just about won it.
Yeah, we were 1-0 down. We went through 3-1. But you cannot write anyone off in this FA Cup.
Sorry, wasn't that when Mourinho was in charge?
No.
It's Conte, was it?
Yeah.
Was it Millwall?
No. Last season when Ndombele...
Listen, Brian, I'm not going to... Your Spurs memory is much better than
I can't
mine.
remember the team that well. We've made some subs. It looks like Mate Sarr is on.
So in the coaches groups that I'm in,
Yep.
there's a couple of scouts, and the I've probably said this story before, but the Man United scouts were all looking at Pape Sarr and they wanted him at Man United. So when Spurs came in and got him, they were a bit upset by that.
Okay.
Because they wanted him. He was very good in France,
Yep.
but this is the Premier League.
Correct.
This is a player I think is a really good signing, but he'll very quickly become a bad signing if he doesn't get minutes. So for me, if he's not going to get minutes, which I don't think he will, because he's not going to come in ahead of Højbjerg, Bentancur or Basuma. Never
Skip.
in a million
Or
years.
Skip.
Maybe you could challenge Skip, but no, you're right. At the moment, no. So he needs to go out on loan. He needs to go out on loan. But you know what? Again, we're doing it again. We're signing players
Yep.
that don't take the levels up. They're not ready.
Yep.
One for the future that never comes. You know, we're 22 years into a 3-year plan. So, you know, this future, when does this future come? It's 22 years. It's like, at some point, these young players we sign, like the Adojis, the Spencers,
Yep.
the Pape Sarrs, the Divines, the Scar, they've got to play for Spurs or stop wasting time, Tottenham, and just do what Chelsea do and just buy the finished product and see what happens.
Well, they should. I mean, the thing I want to add on that is when we buy the ones for the future, I don't mind if they're real talent and have a prospect and ones for the future, but we buy them for a certain manager, and by the time they're ready, we've got a different manager that plays a different style of football. And it's like, so you're buying these ones for the future, at least give the manager time to utilise the ones that have come in for the plan that he's using. That's the thing that really annoys me. That's what gets to me. Destiny Aduje looks like a fantastic find, no doubt. And off to Udinese as part of the deal.
Until he does it in the Premier League. Brian, I had this chat with Sim, right? At the start of the season, we were talking about, I think it was before the Arsenal game, we were talking about players. And he said, yeah, he thinks Richarlison's a good signing. He's really happy with him. And I said, I'm on the fence. I'll tell you at the end of the season. Because for me, I've seen really good moments from Richarlison, but I haven't seen, wow, stellar performances and back-to-back wowness for me to say, what a player. I'm still on the fence with Richarlison. I don't know if he's a good signing, I'll be honest with you. You know, and I'm the same with every player until I see consistently playing at a high level. Kulusevski, that's what I'm talking about. That's the player that I will say yes. Do I see that from Doherty? No. Do I see that from Brian Hill? No. Do I see that from Eric Dyer? No. Do I see it from Bentancur? This year I have. This season, Bentancur for me has got better and better as the season went on. Scoring goals as well. That's what I want to see from a player. They don't have to be worldies. They don't have to be £60 million players. I just want to see that you can impact a game and that you can do it week in, week out.
Correct. A question quickly before the players have come out from Mr. Gamey. Hey guys, just a question. Do you think we really need Amrabat? I personally don't think we do. What about, where do you?
I'm fully on board with what Brian said. Defenders first. Yep. I'd rather a left back, right back, and a centre back.
Oh, it's Pierre that's gone off for Papa Matassar, probably resting for boxing. This is the thing. If we'd gone and got him this window, it was undecided how we'd be, you'd get it. But now, after a World Cup, he's had his price has inflated
it's about 50, 60 million now, surely.
And that needs to go on defenders. And it's just about to kick off, and now it's been the time that I've decided that I have to go to the bathroom. I'll be back in 2 seconds. 2 seconds.
And I'm all by myself.
All by myself.
Okay, let's put the headphones on so I can hear. Spurs COYS, who says we need Porro and Hincapi. I'm on the fence with Porro. Beg your pardon, Hincapi, yeah. I agree. I think that'd be a good signing for us. Dumfries, some of you are mentioning Dumfries. I tell you what, I'm on the fence with him as well. I think he's another player that has good moments, the odd good game. But I don't think there's consistency there with Dumfries. But I'll take him of what we've got. And Nice are in a dangerous position in our box. Early second half, Pepe's just spun Doherty. And that's why, guys, I say with Doherty, you know, some of you are saying, oh my God, you're being negative about Doherty. Pepe just spun him inside out. You know, Doherty has good moments. I don't think he's good enough for what Spurs want to achieve. That's the point I'm trying to make. I don't think he's rubbish. It's just my expectations are high because I want Spurs to achieve high. And it's 1-1.
As I walk
Corner comes in. Spurs failed to clear the ball. And it was a tap-in practically from about 5 yards out. The defence from Tottenham there completely capitulated, actually. Headed down.
Nice.
And guess who it is, guys? Doherty. So for those of you that said...
Well, no, listen, Stel, that header just comes straight at Doherty, blocking it.
Brian, he's not anticipated it at all.
No, that you're right. That part you're right, but it was straight at him. But,
and he didn't try and block the shot either.
But we normally start off as a second-half team and come out blazing. We've done it the other way round. And it's 1-1.
And we're back.
1-1 within 1 minute, 50 seconds of the restart.
At the end of the day, guys, everything's opinions. I just have a high expectation of what I want from Spurs.
Yep.
I've seen us win an FA Cup. I've seen us win a Carabao Cup. I've seen us get to a Champions League final. I've seen us get top 4. I've seen us been in a title race.
Yep.
I now want to see us lift trophies.
The big one.
I want to see us do something to justify the stadium build, to justify the academy, the first team training ground, having Nike as the kit manufacturer, having sponsors coming out of our backside. Another sponsor today, that Jeep company, car manufacturer. So I want to see all of this now go towards delivering a Premier League title.
Correct.
A Europa Cup, a Champions League, a couple of FA Cups back to back, something like that. And I don't feel with the players we've got, it's possible.
No.
I don't. Otherwise, I think we would have done it. So, but I do think we've got enough players at Spurs who are good enough that if we were to buy 5 or 6 really good players to complement them, I think we could give it a real crack. I really do. I really do.
And I wouldn't mind if we used it for the window, spending big on 2 players every window that were real quality and doing it, that you'd understand.
Like what Klopp did with Liverpool.
Correct.
Just slowly build it, build it.
Exactly. bringing people that will walk into the first team or at least challenge heavily for a starting place. And here we go. So we're now all level. And let's see what Tottenham do to react. A nice clip ball. Looking for, well, one. Brian Hill.
Hill's got the ball edge of the box. What's he going to do? Feeds it out wide to Doherty. Doherty crosses it. No,
he
tries
doesn't.
to beat
He
the man,
checks
beats the
in.
man. Squares edge of the box. Kulusevski cuts in. Good skill. Oh, what a save. What a save. Peter Schmeichel.
He was going
Really
the
good
other way.
save.
He did well. He got down well. Looked like he fumbled it a bit, but got it at the second attempt. The architect supreme through the legs of the keeper.
Kulusevski.
Through the legs of the defender.
Kulusevski is such a good player.
Oh, he's mate.
He's so important for us.
Not just that, you look at it and you think Juventus, why?
Well, apparently, Iggy was telling me. If you don't know who Iggy is, he does a Tottenham Way channel with me. He's a big Italian fan, follows Italian football a lot. He said that at Juventus, Allegri's come under a lot of heat for letting Bentancur and Kulu go.
Oh, I would imagine so. Matassar reads the danger there.
Do you know what? I'm going to give a bit of praise here to Paratici and Levy.
Let's do it.
Right? They did really well putting an obligation to buy Kulusevski and not an option.
100%.
If there's an option, Juve would have him back.
Exactly. And we've just had a super chat come in from Eugene Park. Big up, Eugene. Kane and Son really deserve a big trophy. Tottenham board needs to invest. Listen,
Been saying that for 10 years.
You can look at it and, oh, wait a minute. Nice were just running through
brought down by Basuma there, pulled the player back.
Edge of the area free kick. You look at it, you could say the same for Dembele, Vertonghen, Toby, Walker, and a host of players. But yeah, Kane and Son, if they will go into the collection. And if they don't get to win a trophy at this club, it's a crime. It's a crime.
Ross Barkley, after fluffing one free kick, is taking another one.
Yeah, this is too far
it's
out.
a bit
for
like
a
Spurs
shot.
with Harry Kane on free kicks.
Yep.
He's going to cross it in. Crosses it in and
Headed out for a goal kick.
out for a goal kick, guys.
So nothing header, well wide of the goal. And Spurs play from the back again. Slowly building from the back. Now it's Nice that are doing the pressing.
Do you know one thing Basuma never does?
What's that?
He doesn't receive the ball.
On the half turn.
Yeah.
And we're playing it back to Foster, being closed down.
The good thing is he plays it where he's facing, so he's not trying to pass the ball.
Yeah, it's not trying to over-elaborate.
And do you know what?
Good football, Tottenham. They're on the break now.
I'll tell you something in a minute.
Oh, it's a bad touch by Harvey
See,
White.
that's my thing with Harvey White. He's not ready. I can tell. If you look at the player that makes the most completed passes and who's got the highest individual
Good cross
possession.
by Nice on the attack, and well done, Emerson.
Bloody hell. Dangerous cross into the box there. Luckily, it was to Ross Barkley, who's not that great.
Emerson defended it well there.
Yeah, he did defend well. Yeah, the best player in the team that keeps possession of the ball is Basuma.
Yep.
If you look at all the stats, he's it's because he plays the ball where he's facing.
Yep.
He does the simple thing. He does the simple things really, really well.
Yep.
So
I think he's just got to get that confidence that he had at Brighton. He was the big fish there, wasn't he? And he had a little bit more freedom. I think here he's having to adjust.
There's no pressure, Brian.
Exactly.
There's no pressure. Shaquille has said he wants to see Guavidol, Dumfries and McAllister at Spurs. I can categorically 99.9% tell you none of those players will be coming to Spurs. Guavidol's, 90 million now?
Yeah, we've missed the boat on that. I've heard very strong rumours that City are going to get him. If they have him in defence and putting Haaland up top, it's like, what's the point of playing?
Some people say that already.
Yeah.
Dumfries, I don't think he's the player Spurs want, in my opinion. And then McAllister now, his price has doubled. So we're not paying 50 million for him.
And we've seen Brighton with people like Ben White, where they will hold out for the big money. But Nice are starting to get into this game a bit more.
Spurs have not been as good this half. Our possession's not been great, and we're not pressing. So,
And just so people remember, Højbjerg has gone off for Pape Matar. So that's the only change.
Spurs trying to play out from the back. It's hard. It's hard to watch. Oh my God!
Longley almost gave away a corner, but thankfully,
Longley. By the way, Brian, I know it sounds crazy. I've got a funny feeling about the Champions League this year. You know, I'm not saying we're going to win it. I'm not saying we're going to win it. I've just got a feeling we might get to the final again. I know it's ridiculous to say it. There's nothing to suggest that we're even good enough to get past AC Milan, but I don't know what it is. I'm getting not 2019 vibes.
Really?
Yeah.
Spurs. Kulusevski, a lovely dig ball. Oh, Emerson Royale there tried a flick header, but it was straight down the throat of Schmeichel.
Not
but
enough.
Again, Kulusevski.
Not enough power on the header.
Kulusevski, look at it. Just pick a ball out. Mate, his left foot is like a heat missile.
Floated it in there. A la Glenn Hoddle.
Yeah, he's got a heat-seeking missile to find the man. He is just unbelievable at finding the one man in the box.
Someone says, "Can I have what you're having, Stel?" Listen, guys, there's no evidence or anything for me to prove why Spurs would get to Champions League final. I'm just telling you.
I'll tell you what, like I said, my dad's best mate is in the chat again. PEH off, Spurs lose control. I wouldn't go that far, but he certainly does. Not just for what he does on the ball, it's what he does off the ball, the communication, the organising. He's my favourite Spurs player. I love him to pieces, and he certainly does bring something to the team. And I can see what you're saying. Let's just, we do know he'll be playing against Brentford, so we won't have to worry about that.
Do you know what would be the best thing this season? Honestly, the chance of it happening, I mean, if you put 10 quid on it, you'd probably make $1 million. If Arsenal won the Premier League, and they go to have this big, massive Premier League parade,
and we were in the Champions League,
and we gate crash it with a Champions League trophy.
Well, you know what? You look at that.
That would be scenes.
We had the chance when they were in the Europa League final, weren't they, with Chelsea? And then we played Liverpool straight after.
Yeah.
Like I said, if Arsenal win the league, thank God I go back to Canada at the end of the season.
If Arsenal win the league, we have to win the Champions League. We have to. Otherwise, we're finished. We're absolutely finished.
Yep.
Especially with Arteta. Oh, my God. We're mate. In the mud isn't even the word.
So yeah, it's not. But Spurs have been stop starting in this half. They really have. A good turn by Basuma.
Someone said, "I've got to say, it's an abysmal crowd for this match. The club badly misjudged the appeal. A couple of coaches would outnumber them." Yeah, I just don't think fans this time of year are interested in this game.
Yeah,
it's not. Why would you? I think. Look, I don't know if they make money off this game because the floodlights and electricity.
They're donating to the food bank. So
there you go. There you go.
Whatever is made. But the one thing I will say about this game is this is like kind of the ideal chance.
So it's a fundraiser.
It's also a great chance to take your kids, who you can't normally get tickets for because the grounds are sold out, and I don't know what the ticket prices were. So nice to go down and let the kids and whoever can't get down there see a game.
Yeah. It's true. Not everyone can afford Premier League tickets. And you're right, if you've got
young
family of 3 or 4.
From school,
yeah.
It's like go down there. But yeah, sorry about this, guys. It's been very, very stop-starty. But
Spurs have not been good second half.
No, they have not.
If I'm going to be honest with you, have been crap. Little Nice have stepped up a gear as well. Not everyone can afford to see Emerson live. Do you know what? The one thing I will rate Spurs so much on is the banter within our fan base, especially on YouTube, is unrivaled.
Oh, without a doubt.
We've got some heavyweight people that comment on YouTube.
We do.
If there was like a Premier League, I swear down we're challenging every season.
Well, if it went to Twitter, Cody Mack wins it. Cody Mack wins Twitter.
Brian Hill's down injured, not good.
It's very, very stop-start.
Do you know what Cody Mack told? He said the funniest thing to me yesterday. You know when the news broke out about Enoch and leaving and all that stuff and not backing whatever. Okay.
Yep.
I said to him, Cody, I've given up. If our fans accept this, and he's like, no, they'll accept it. I'm like, you reckon? He goes, if I ever took over Spurs, I'd sell the first team and double the ticket prices.
Oh, there you go. We've actually got the ticket prices from JK. £15 for adults, £5 for under 18s.
Yeah, so
Great
one parent, 2
opportunity.
kids is 20 quid, 25 quid. That doesn't even get you a Premier League ticket.
No, that doesn't even get you the car parking when you're parking if you're driving up there.
Yeah, it's 30 quid.
Right, Spurs are on the break. Harvey White.
Plays it wide. Klizewski's. Brian Hill's made the run. Is he going to feed him? No, he doesn't. I don't know why he didn't do that. Squares it middle to Pape Sarr. Doherty gets the ball back to
Longley.
Longley. And the momentum's gone. I don't know why Klizewski didn't feed. See,
I think he was running offside.
See,
But he does that. Look at that ball to Emerson Royale. Great cross.
why did
Again,
you say? Why did
Kulusevski.
you had to say great cross.
Well, I have to get a bit excited, and then it's another needless foul.
As soon as Emerson gets the ball, there's no great cross.
Well, like I said, Alistair Gold said one of the funniest things I've ever seen, which was when Emerson takes a cross, the best thing you can hope for is a corner.
That's the goal. Say that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's one of the greatest things.
Is Sarr playing well? Spurs haven't had enough of the ball for us to judge yet.
Yeah.
Who said that? Beatrice. I'll let you know by the end of the game. Then we'll be able to judge. Spurs are just now trying to find their feet in the second half.
They are. And Kulusevski intercepts a bad ball by Schmeichel. Runs past. Good sliding tackle by the defender.
Do you know what? That's the second or third time. Kulusevski, he just looks a bit short on pace this game. It's happened a few times. I don't know whether it's because of the break or just not playing regular matches. He just looks like that little turn of pace isn't there.
Well, I think with that as well, Stel, if Kane or Son had been on the pitch, he's pinging that ball straight away. Seeing that they're not, I think he's going to try and
Take
do
on
as
the
much.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Emerson fouled, free kick Spurs.
And Emerson is down.
From a position, we'll probably cross it into the box. Was that a foul? Yeah, he got shoved in the back.
I don't.
Although he's milked it.
Was that a shove in the back? Seriously?
He's milked it, yeah. Is it a free kick to Spurs or is he given... It's like a
He's
drop
holding
ball?
his shoulder even though he's pushed in the ribs.
No. Yeah, the referee
Drop
stopped
ball.
play because he was injured. It's back to Nice. So it wasn't a foul. Where do you think Spurs will finish this season, Brian? Question in the chat.
Oh, man, it all depends on January. Like we've always said and you said, at the end of January,
That's when I'll predict.
we can make a decision. And do you know what, with me and saying this, it isn't just a cop-out. What I'm worried about are people like Newcastle, who, not in their wildest dreams when they started this season, did they think they'd be in the top 3 with serious thoughts of Champions League.
I think they're getting top 4, by the way.
If they flex their muscles like they do,
I think
or
they
could do, they're a real problem.
If you're the owners of Newcastle and you're currently 3rd in the league and you've got no European football to worry about,
Yep.
you have got to basically smell blood.
Yep.
You've got to say, do you know what? We need to seize the moment.
Yep.
Go and get 2 or 3 good additions. Play 1 game a week. Watch the others battle it out in Europe and have to rotate their squads and whatnot. And we'll just focus 1 game at a time. I think they'll get top 4. I think they will get top 4 if they go and get those 2 or 3 players.
Exactly, and then you've got to see what United do, what Chelsea do. Chelsea making moves today with hiring that sporting director who was at RB Leipzig, and we all know they're scouting.
Chelsea have signed Nku.
But he's coming in. He's coming in the summer.
Okay, so it doesn't matter then.
But yeah, if we put it this way, if we can sign a couple of quality defenders, whether it be 2 centre backs or a defender and a right back,
Emerson's down again.
then I think we'll get the top 4.
Brian, I'd go further than that. I said it before. If Spurs go and get 3 top draw players for the positions we need, and I mean good. I'm Kulusevski levels, right?
Yep.
I think we're going to do something this year. I said that before. I think we'll do something because I think the foundations of something is there.
Yep.
But we can't do it with Dyer and Davies and Longley. I'm sorry, they're not good enough. But get 1 solid centre back to partner Romero. You've got to fix either the right or the left wing back position.
Yep.
We have to. One of them has to be strengthened. Probably the right.
It's going to be right because of Doji next season, isn't it?
Fix the right. And then get that attacking, creative-esque midfielder. And I think game on. I think we can do something. I don't think we'll win the league, but I do think something and maybe an FA Cup, maybe a Champions League. And the thing with the Champions League, it's knockout.
Correct.
You just got to just win on that day.
Yep.
Whereas the league, you've got to be consistent week in, week out. We're not going to be consistent week in, week out. We're not.
And don't forget, people, we will be talking about all things like that more in depth when we do a fan show shortly after this game. So if you are a member, it will be in the community section. And yeah, we will be able to talk a lot more about anything you want to then. So please do join us as we enter the 64th minute here. And really, there's not a lot going on. It's very back and forth, but nothing of real substance at the moment.
Spurs have been bang average this half.
Yeah. From all the pressing and everything in the first half.
This is like watching
The first half of the Premier League.
What has happened?
Do you see some changes coming shortly? You'd hope so, wouldn't you?
This is why I don't get excited about players. Because watching this half for me is everything that justifies why I say the things that I do. So far, this half fully backs up why I do say the things that I do. Yeah, I think give it another 10, 15 minutes, he'll make some changes. Pape Sarr's come on, he hasn't really done much.
No.
Then the whole team hasn't.
No, there's been nothing of real.
We're a lot deeper. We're standing off the ball, not pressing it.
Yeah, all the intensity of they've
Good
just
ball
played
forward
there.
from Nice, out wide.
They're on the edge of our area.
He's looking for a pass. We've won it.
That was a good.
Lost it.
Good
Good shot!
Oh my god, that looked a lot closer than it actually was.
It is quite wide.
It's one of those shots where the camera angles look flattest to deceive, doesn't it?
Nobody from the Nice team.
Okay, so Dyer and Davies are coming on.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
So
what's the point? What is the point?
This is the thing, like you said, we're not doing anything attacking wise, so we bring on defensive players.
Basically, Davies and Dyer will probably start, so he's bringing them on to give them
Yeah, that's a good point.
minutes.
Davies on for Longley.
Which I get, look, it does make sense, but you kind of want to see some of the young players given a chance and show us what they could do. Do you know what? I don't think the young players at Spurs are going to really do anything under Conte. And even the next manager that comes in, I don't think they'll do anything either, because the next manager is not going to be given the time.
Yep.
You see Arteta finishing 8th, and no Spurs manager is going to be given that because the demands of top 4 Champions League money is too high for us.
Correct.
So it's a very, very difficult club to be at if you're a young player, in my opinion.
Yep. Oh, Brian Hill, nice flick, but it's to no one. And just, Dyer has come on for Sanchez, and Dyer has taken the captain's armband.
Let me ask you a question.
Fire away.
If you had a son,
Yep.
and he's 16, 17, 18,
Yep.
Spurs Academy and any other Premier League academy came in, but not top 6. So let's say Villa,
Yep.
Everton, Brighton.
You missed out one big one, which is where I want to send him straight away, which is Southampton.
Wherever, right? Just not Man United, Man
Yep.
City. None of them. Okay. Would you advise him?
Some nice one-touch football from Spurs. This is much better. Wide. Doherty's run past his man. Toe poke cross. No one there. And Nice get it clear. You were saying still.
Would you advise your son to go Spurs or to the other clubs?
I would, if I'm being serious, my heart would want him because it's obviously the hometown club and the
You're
club
thinking
we
about
love.
his career.
If I'm thinking about his career, I'm not sending him to Spurs.
I'm the same. I wouldn't
I wouldn't send him to Spurs.
So we've got a super chat from Silver Surfer. Oh, long
Big
time.
up. Big up.
ENIC is still our owners, so let's not get too much hopes about this January window. Second of all, top 4 isn't a trophy.
Agreed and agreed and agreed some more.
Yes. Yeah, like, I wouldn't let my boy go to Spurs.
Let's see what people in the chat would say. If it was your child that could have an opportunity at Spurs Youth Academy or another club, are you sending your kid to another club for his development? Or are you letting him go
what
to
I'd do, I'd say go there for 2-3 years,
Yep.
and in the final year of your contract, we'll go around to the other club and say, look, he's a Spurs player, but he wants to play for you.
Yep.
And just use Spurs for the development and the training facilities and all that, and then crack on.
But Spurs have picked it up in the last 5 minutes or so. So we've got a couple of people saying another club, Southampton or Chelsea, or even Chelsea by 1. Let him go to Forest. Yeah, so a lot of people I wouldn't be putting my... even Moline, I love Spurs, but no child of mine would go to Spurs. All Spurs are on the attack, but it's been...
C to the 4th says, if I hate this child and want to ruin him, then yeah, Spurs. Ave Master with a super chat. Big up, lads. Keeping it short. Levy out.
Big up, Ave Master. Big up. We've got Norwich, Southampton being used. Look, I think the consensus is, yeah, at the moment, the youth academy is not where people will put their children if they want to develop or get a chance of progressing in their career.
Ajax Academy. Send them to Norwich, Southampton, QPR.
Or Brian Hill racing through the middle, out wide to Harvey White. And it's out for throw.
I don't get why Harvey White's getting so many more minutes and the other youngsters don't get to come on and try. Good point.
He's really been not avoiding right. This half, hasn't he?
He's been all right.
Dear. Big up Graham in the chat. Big up my man. Good seeing you Monday. Which was yesterday, wasn't it? What's today? No, today's Wednesday. Jesus.
Brian Estelle, anywhere but Spurs. I love it when people spell your name as Brain.
Brain, or they spell it with a Y.
Because I think of brains.
Yeah, or they spell it with a Y.
Does the watch long?
Adele, big up from Canada, and always Levy out. Yep, big up Canada.
Do you guys know who Aguerd is? He's the boy at West Ham, isn't he? If we sign him, he will get 3rd or 2nd in the Prem. If he's the one from West Ham, he's a talented player. But again, it's breaking through and playing men's football. That's it. But he is good though. He is good. I think if that's who you're talking about.
Nice are making a substitution. Barimi on for Laborde, if that means anything to you guys. Yep, it's still 1-1.
Yeah, it is the West Ham player.
It's still 1-1.
Stingers has just confirmed it.
And then people are... Manic Miner, that was such a great game growing up. Did you used to play Manic Miner as a kid on the Spectrum? What's a top game that is? But
Spectrum.
People are saying...
I had a Commodore 64.
People are saying, or he is saying, Makoko from Dortmund, the 17-year-old. I've heard a lot of talk about this kid, right. And we've been mentioned with him.
Here's my issue.
Oh, Nisa right. In the penalty area.
Here's my issue
we've got it clear.
With young players that excel at Dortmund.
Oh, great touch by Kulu.
It all depends what club they go to, right? I'll give you an example. Look what's happened to Jadon Sancho.
True. Oh, Kulusevski. That's a foul, surely.
Yeah,
go on. You're saying Jadon Sancho.
That's a weird one. Absolute disastrous move for him.
Yep.
And even under Ten Hag, he's not playing him. Jadon Sancho's gone backwards, right?
Yep.
So it's all good and well saying, yeah, get that 17-year-old from Dortmund, but only if it suits what the manager wants. Good play, Emerson Royale, saved by Schmeichel.
Harvey White.
Oh, Harvey White.
He had so much time there, and he's just first time the shot, and it's cold wide.
I'm sorry, Harvey
You've
White.
got to do better there for me. You've got to do better.
Harvey White.
Great touch by him to get Emerson Royale in, but that finish is poor. It's a great weight of pass for that. Emerson Royale straight at Schmeichel's legs, bounces out to Harvey White, open, curls it outside the far post. 18 minutes left. 1-1 Tottenham Hotspur. 1-1 Tottenham Hotspur. 1-1 Tottenham versus Nice.
From what I've seen just of this game, Harvey White's not had a good game. He's had good little touches here and there, but nothing... He's by the way, Harvey White is better than that.
And this is the thing. Again, like we said with Tanganga, Harvey White was playing at left wing back in the friendlies pre-season. Again, it's another player. We have to identify what is his position. Where is his future? Oh, that's a bad... Okay, I thought Emerson fouled, but now Nice on a...
What were we talking about before that?
about the youth and where would you send them?
Yeah, like when you get a young player, because Dortmund have got a habit of getting good players coming through their academy, right?
Yep.
Like I'll give you an example. Jude Bellingham. I don't think he should come to the Premier League for another 2 years. I really
What's the
don't.
player?
I think he should carry on doing what he's doing, and that's Santiago.
So Son is coming on, and
That's
as Del
Santiago.
said, one of the youngsters.
I'm sure it is.
We'll see very shortly. Couple of subs.
But
Standing
guys, there's a
ovation.
young player coming on now who I've watched a few times. I think it's him.
Kim and Son for Harvey White.
Is that Santiago? Looks like Santiago. No, it's not Santiago. It's not. Who is that?
And then coming on, the next substitution
It's not.
is
Is that Noel John?
it's Mundell.
Yeah, it's not Santiago.
Mundell for Royale. So let's see if a young, let's say, right wing back.
It's not
I'm not too. Have you heard a lot about Mundell?
No.
I haven't. I don't know if anyone in the comments have.
Oh, I got excited for nothing.
You did.
Yeah, like I think young players who do well abroad should just stay there till they're like 21.
Well, thank God they're starting to do that now.
I think you know, like Jude Bellingham's clearly got the potential to be a top player.
Oh, without a doubt.
And I think he should just stay where he is for a couple more years and
Yep.
just establish himself as one of the best in the league. And then,
well, his agent's going to be on the phone pinging offers at him now, isn't he?
yeah. But I don't like
Well
it.
done, Mate Sarr. Stopping a block from
Brian Hill,
has just
good
raced
skill
through.
there, pulling away.
Look
Can he
at
find a
Sonny.
ball? Brilliant
Sonny
ball.
is through.
What a play.
But Kasper Schmeichel is aware of the danger and hoofed it out.
Listen, brilliant from... And that's what we mean.
Sarr to Hill and then to Son.
But that's what we mean. There's something there with Brian Hill. There
Yep.
is. There clearly is something there.
Great anticipation from Sarr.
The way he pulled away from that player,
Yep.
and he made the right pass.
He looks a lot... Do you know what I think with Hill? Is he looks a lot better when he's playing through the middle. Because then you can see the pitch. When he's on the wing, he seems a little bit more restricted. I think when he's playing forward or in a more freer role in the centre, it's a different player.
So his best position in Spain was out left, but he sometimes went in the middle.
Yep.
Where he's not good is out right.
Yep, like what we did with Richarlison.
Yeah.
But Brian Hill has shown a few flashes here. And big up for the 1.4 thousand people watching. Big up to you all. How many likes are we on still? Let's have a look. Mine never updates. It says 40, which is categorically hopefully not the case.
293.
Nice. And Nice have it in their own penalty area. Well done again, Mate Sarr. Oh, it just lost out, but his anticipation is good from what I'm seeing.
He was a good player in France.
So if let's say he goes out on loan, do you reckon I would want him to again stay in England? What do you think?
I think any player at Spurs should go on loan in England if they're going to want to break into an English team. If you're going to want to play for Spurs, you've got to play English football.
Casey is saying, I think Sarr has serious potential. Like you said, the story of United. United were very eager.
Listen, any academy kid has got potential. Otherwise, they wouldn't be in the academy to get released. If they stay in the academy, there's something about them. Okay.
Yep.
It's making that. It's bridging the gap between youth football and adult football, and that's the hardest. That's the last piece of the puzzle, and it's a tough one because
Or Nice on the attack.
everything's got to fall for you. You need a manager who's going to give you a chance,
Yep.
a team that's going to give you minutes.
Oh, Nice playing some nice football on the edge of the area. They are deep in our area.
God, they didn't
They've been
shoot
crowded
edge of the
out.
box, and
the
he's
shot was
done a Brian Hill and
he-
smashed it
that's-
into Rosehead.
exactly. The only difference was this was on the floor, and he managed to get it that high.
This was actually harder to go up. He's saying the ball took a bobble. Let's have a look.
Nope,
No, he's lying.
not for me.
He's absolutely
Not
buggered
for
it
me.
up. So, yeah, you need what we're saying. Yeah, young players. You need a manager that's going to believe in you. You need
Yep,
a team that's going to give you minutes, and you need a bit of luck.
correct.
For example, Harry Kane. If Soldado and Adebayor weren't as woeful, would have Poch even given him the chance? Would he
There
have?
is that. There is that.
I think the key with Kane as well was he had successful loans.
Not all of them. Not all of them. Leicester hate him for being woeful where he was. I think Millwall he did rather well.
Wasn't it Colchester or somewhere?
Oh, he's had so many, mate. So many.
But overall, the loan system worked for him.
Oh no, without a doubt.
As it did for Skip.
Without a doubt. Again, they were English teams they went to. Oh, Nice are on the attack again, edge of our area.
Edge of the box. Turan takes a long range shot, deflected off of Basuma. Keeper comes out, easy catch.
Well played, Foster. He hasn't really had much to do again, Foster, has he? Just a couple of saves. Couldn't do anything with the goal.
I'll be honest with you. Off the back of this game so far, I've learned nothing new. So far. Everything I thought is pretty much the same.
Mate Sarr to Brian Hill, who is just drifting around the middle of the pitch, isn't he? Here he is again, Brian Hill in the middle.
He's overhit that.
Yeah, he has.
Handball.
He has. Good idea, but again, it's just that split second of thought, isn't it? A concentration.
Just play it on the ground.
Back with Kasper Schmeichel. As Nice bring up from the back and a long ball forward.
Has anyone from Nice caught your eye as a potential player Spurs should look at?
No.
Yeah, no one's
Not really.
No one's really done anything right.
Oh, another subcut is that's Alfie.
Alfie Divine's coming
My
off.
boy Alfie Divine is coming on for the final 10 minutes. Come on, Alfie, shine, let it shine.
Let it shine,
Let it shine, let it shine. This kid, for Kulusevski, this kid, honestly, I've said it as well. I want to go put a bet on saying that I think he'll be going to the World Cup with Canada, the next one. He is that damn good. If he gets given a time, I want.
Who's that?
Divine.
He's Canadian.
No, I'm saying I think he could get into
Oh,
England
to
squad
Canada.
for-
Sorry.
As like an outside.
I'm sure he plays for
Honestly,
England.
this kid. But what I want to see from him, if he gets the chance to go on loan this January, we give him that time. Go to a League One or a low chat.
Apparently, there's a rule in place. I don't know the exact rule. There's only so many youngsters you're allowed to loan out. Hence why Dane Scarlett couldn't go out on loan the year before.
No, because you got to be 18.
So it's the age.
Yep.
So yeah, but you can play. You're allowed to start when you're 16.
Yeah, but you can't go for some reason.
So that's the rule.
Yeah, apparently so. Apparently so.
Right. So Scarlett's turned 18 now.
Yep.
I'm guessing. All right. Referee
Alfie
pulled him
turned
back.
18 in August the 1st.
Free kick to Spurs.
And also, Mike C has also said, yeah, the new rule is up to 8 loans.
That's the one.
So there's a
That's the
couple
one.
of things.
Yeah. So I knew there was something. Yeah. So Scarlett couldn't go out on loan because I think it was because of the 8 loan rule. Because I'm sure you can go out on loan if you're 16 still. Because
Apparently not. Someone said I wasn't aware of this. I don't know if it's gospel. I'm just going by what someone said to me when I was talking about Divine going on loan last season.
For someone in the chat saying it's really screwed with Chelsea, I think it's because of Chelsea the rules came in.
Probably.
Because they were hoarding talent.
Yep.
They'd bring in like 32 brilliant kids with no intention of doing anything with them to stop us, for example, competition from getting the kids.
And then just made the money, send them out on loan.
Where is Kane today? He's just finished a World Cup.
Yeah.
So probably taking a break, along with Perisic and Hugo and, well, Romero's smashed off his face partying.
Matt Doherty now on the right-hand side.
We so need Heung-min Son to have a good second half of the season.
Well, you got to remember, last season he only had 2 goals before Christmas, and then he exploded.
Yeah, but this is a big second half coming up.
Oh, it's huge.
We've got a lot to play for. We can't afford to have our best players not
Correct.
performing. Even the likes of Romero need to up his game for us. He hasn't had a good period with Spurs this season.
Yep.
You know, I know he's had a few injuries, but
Here we go. Hill with a cross. It's a great area. Just no one there.
it can't be you're always fit for country but not for your club.
Very true.
It happens too often, right?
Correct. Well, the thing is as well, when we play Aston Villa on New Year's Day, I fully expect to see Martinez in goal for Villa. And if I don't see Romero, then I'm like,
But I don't think Romero or Hugo will play against Brentford.
no, Villa on New Year's Day is a different
Well, I
subject.
expect them all to be there.
So we're entering the final 7 minutes. I'm sure the referee again will blow up right on time, and then we're going to do a short instant match reaction, then a little break before we come back with the fan show, which you're all welcome to join us. The link will be in the community section for members. A Spurs build from the back. Heung-min Son wide on the right to Doherty.
Do you know Nice have had more shots than us?
Really? Brian Hill now. Good way to pass to Doherty. Great tackle. Great sliding tackle by the defender there. And I think it's gone off for a Spurs corner.
So I'm just trying to get up the Carabao Cup scores because I want to see what's going on in the
Yeah, let's
Carabao
have a
Cup tonight. I'm just going to the scores, which I can't find, which is always good. What's happened there?
Corner for Spurs.
Every wrong button.
It doesn't go anywhere, and it ends up at the edge of the area, and an up and under from the Nice defence.
Here we go.
And we're back in the Spurs half
Why isn't this updating?
with Mundell, I think, or Mandel. I can't remember his name. Excuse me.
Man United 1-0 up against Burnley. Forest 1-0 up against Blackburn Rovers. Brighton Hove Albion half-time 0-0 away to Charlton.
Forest beating Blackburn. That could have been us. A long ball.
Story of being a Spurs fan. Could have been us.
Alfie Devine tries to get a long pass out. It's intercepted.
Do you know what? Divine's grown a bit, you know?
He's filled out, mate. He's filled out. He's done everything.
He's grown in height as well. Yeah.
Honestly, he is. And here he is, Devine. Good luck. Sees the danger and just passes it back. He is such a talent. Such a talent.
You're not worried you're hyping him up a bit too much?
No, this is the one I don't normally go.
Because we do this as
insane.
Spurs fans.
Yeah,
It's not you per se. It's
So-
in general
so-
we overhype players.
So, like I said, I had a bit of inside information when he was at Wigan. Through the family, we knew someone, and they were saying that Alfie Devine, his fitness stats, just his fitness, were off the chart at 15 of more than the full timers. You know, like James Milner wins all the beep tests and everything at Liverpool and his fitness levels. They're saying Alfie Devine is on another level. And even Alistair was saying, like, he's outgrown the under 23s.
What?
He is
At what?
Alfie, just his footballing brain and everything. He is just such a. We've had a shot, and it's just a P roller into.
Pape Sarr with the long range shot there. Not-
Yeah, Alfie Devine is just levels above the ages that he always plays in. I think for us to see what he's really got, he needs a loan badly because, like we said, with this midfield, we're talking with Harvey White. He's not getting a look in. And the
Yeah.
only way he's going to get a look in is go and earn your stripes. Stop playing under 23 football. Go and play, as they say, real men's football in the leagues and earn your stripes. He is, honestly, when I stop please God, when I can start buying merchandise again, once Levy's gone, I will be getting a Spurs shirt with his name and number on the back. It's the first thing I do. I've only ever had 2 names on the back of my shirt. One is, 3. But the 2 constants were Darren Anderton and Jan Vertonghen. I will constantly have Alfie's number on the back. He is, honestly, for me, he is something very, very special.
He is a good player. I've seen him play.
And here he is.
I just want to see him break through, and then that's when I make my final judgment on anyone. When
He needs the minutes.
Yeah, no, of course he does.
He needs the minutes.
It's impossible to judge now.
Good cross in.
Good cross from Mundell.
It was a lovely cross. Defended well. As we enter 3 minutes left, I highly doubt.
Is Mundell left back?
Well, he must have gone because Doherty's gone right back. So, and another sub coming on. I think that's Lancaster.
Lancaster's not on the bench.
Oh, was he not? I'm sure he was.
No.
Oh, my bad. Divine.
I think that's Pascozzi. Was it Lancashire? There's players on the bench I've never heard of, so just like guessing.
So I reckon, like the first half, there will be absolutely no stoppage time. At 90 minutes, he will just blow the whistle.
See, what's the point of bringing on a young kid with 2 minutes to go? Like, to do what? What's he going to do? Just get a feel to run out on the pitch? It's pointless. Who? Is it Lancashire? It is
Lancashire, not Lancaster. What did I say? Lancaster. Sorry, my bad.
Lancashire. I've got no idea who he is.
So we bought him from Sheffield United. He's a striker who supports Tottenham. His family supports Tottenham. He was in the Arsenal academy. Sheffield United took him.
Well, the last striker that left Arsenal academy came to us was Kane. So
yep. And
wishful thinking.
Put it this way: we paid £2 million for him. Well, with add-ons, it would go up to 2 million, and this kid is like 17. So Onisa on the attack, but it's seen out, and I think they have a corner.
So far, of all the youngsters that have played tonight, no one's really done anything.
I think you've been a bit harsh on Hill there.
I'm talking about the ones from our academy.
Oh,
sorry.
the ones from our academy.
Sorry.
Okay.
Just to clarify,
okay.
From our academy, no one's really. Okay, Paul lad looks nervous.
Okay, so it's Hill coming off now. There's someone spamming the chat, so we'll just do this because they'll keep doing it. Opinions on Hugo?
I've always rated Hugo. I think he's a quality goalie. He's won a World Cup. He went to another final. I think I know he didn't save in this World Cup, but I think he's a good penalty. He's not bad at penalties. I think he's a brilliant shot stopper. The biggest complaint I've got with Hugo is his distribution. I just think it's piss poor.
Yep,
That's the one area of his game I think is just you can't really be letting him do it.
Well, you see for France, he didn't punch anything. He claimed it. It was just Nice had a corner, and I think it's gone off for another corner. That was dangerous.
Hugo's a good goalie, and the amount of times he's saved us is a lot more than the times he's screwed us over. You know, I like him. I've always been a fan of Hugo. Could we do better?
We have to find a successor. We have to, and
we can, because there's better goalies at distribution.
Yep.
So if you can find a shot stopper. The other thing as well with Hugo,
Spurs on the break just quickly.
I don't know how good his leadership skills
it's
are.
an overhit pass, and that's hit 90 minutes. He's probably going to blow the whistle.
Yeah.
The whistle has been blown. It has finished Tottenham Hotspur 1, Nice 1, and join us right now as we do our instant match reaction. What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, and we have just watched and brought to you the friendly before the Premier League sets off. It has been Tottenham Hotspur 1, Nice 1. I've had the pleasure of watching it with my friend of over 30 years, Stelios.
Big up.
What do you make out of that, Stelios, what we've just seen?
Nothing that we don't know already. I thought Bazuma had a good game as much as you can. It's hard to tell because Nice aren't anything special. It's showcase game almost.
Yep.
Did any of the young players from the academy that came on do anything to make me say, yeah, they've got to be in the starting 11 or on the bench? No. If I'm honest, no. The liabilities that are liabilities were liabilities tonight. Emerson and Sanchez, especially Sanchez that first half, some basic stuff that he wasn't doing wrong. I thought Brian Hill had a good game. Still, the end product just not quite there. Kulusevski again showing he's probably the best player on the pitch.
Oh, obviously.
Foster didn't have one save to make other than the first half, which was pretty straightforward. Doherty definitely needs to start over Emerson.
Yep.
Tonight he showed that he's better than Emerson, so I definitely would drop Emerson against Brentford and start Doherty. I don't want to see Doherty and Emerson both start in the same team in the Premier League. I think that's asking for trouble. It's weird because the first half our pressing was really, really good, like really good.
Yep.
Second half just
very lethargic.
We were defending from the halfway line.
Yep.
In terms of play, we created good moments, good passing, good counter-attacks. Spurs played well first half. Second half, kind of what we're used to in the first half of normal games. So there's nothing I learnt from that game that I didn't know already about Spurs.
I think one of the things I'll take from it is in that first half, we just showed that we can put performance in. All right, it's not the first team that are going to roll out against Brentford or the first Premier League 11, but it showed that we can do it. We can press high as a team. We can move the ball quickly. And there were some lovely interchanges of play. Like I said, Brian Hill stood out. Basuma had a good game. And Højbjerg did what Højbjerg does. And then the second half, we just went back to type of the first half, didn't we? We didn't press. We just sat back and let them have the ball.
Boring.
Yeah, it was just very, very
boring. There was nothing for me to say. Yeah, oh wow, oh that's interesting. Oh, that's good. First half, we had moments where we got a little bit. We were interested in the game.
Yep.
Second half, I was just reading the comments on the live stream more than what I was watching the game, because the game was just boring as hell. So typical Spurs game of two halves.
Exactly. I mean, I think we need to talk a little bit, like you said. You mentioned. I think the main takeaway I'm going to take from this is we saw a bit more of Bryan Hill and what he can do. Like you said, I'm a great believer and stand by exactly what you said, that it's very, very different doing it in a game like this to doing it on the Premier League or the Champions League or the FA Cup where the pressure is on. But there are flashes of something.
Look, for me, with Bryan Hill, it's pretty straightforward. Either get rid of him or give him minutes.
Yep.
And whether the minutes are game time at Spurs, week in, week out, which I don't see him getting, because who are you going to drop for him? Then he has to go out on loan to an English side and play regular football. And if he flourishes there, then you bring him back and say, right, you are a serious contender to start for Spurs. I just don't see a future for Bryan Hill at Spurs with Conte. I don't.
Yep.
So what's more important, that we fit Bryan Hill into the system and find a new manager, or we build a team that works for the manager that we've brought in to bring us trophies?
Agreed.
So as much as Bryan Hill has got moments and there's potential and there's something there, I wouldn't pursue with it any longer. But then I could say that, Brian, for about 10 players.
Exactly. Actually, another youngster that I think came on and didn't do his stake for a starting or to be a bit more involved is Tanganga. Looked quite short, didn't he, in that game? I can't remember. I can remember Longley making a little error. I remember Sanchez certainly making errors, but I can't recall Tanganga. And he was one of the defenders that was always pressing high in that first half.
Yeah, Tanganga did well in the game as a whole, but was he really troubled? Not really.
Yep.
And again, I say what I said at the start of the show. With Tanganga, he's a centre-back. He's not someone, for me, for a back three. A back two, maybe, but again, for him to really become a commanding, quality centre-back, he needs regular games, regular minutes. Is he going to get that at Spurs? So what I just said about Bryan Hill, I said there's 10 players I could say like that. Tanganga's another one. I just don't see a future for Tanganga at Spurs.
Well, there you go. That was the instant match reaction. Now all roads lead back to the Premier League and Brentford. Thank you to the over almost 1,500 people that watched it with us. We will be back with a fan show in around 20-25 minutes where you guys can have your say. It will be in the community section for you to join us. Before we do that, and before we leave, give your channel a plug, and I'll give my channel a quick plug. So tell people about where they can find you still. Yeah, nobody watch the channel again. Everyone come to my channel now. My channel's called Tottenham Away. You can join myself, Iggy, JP. Monday nights we do our podcast, and Friday we have a Friday night show where we have Spurs fans from North America, South America. They come and they do the show. You're always welcome to come and watch. And Iggy does a show every morning for like 10 minutes, just Spurs news. So Tottenham Away. There you go. And you can find me, Brian Ireland, Danny Kiriakou, Ben Kaufman, Amir, and Ryan Isaacs at Tottenham on Tour. Thank you very much for joining us. Like, comment, subscribe, and as always, come on you Spurs.